World building in anime can really make or break a series, depending on the genre of course, because no one cares about Clanid's world or anything of the sort, but for an adventure/fantasy anime, the world is just as important as the story itself. What makes something like Goblin Slayer's world stand out in comparison to Mushoku Tensei? Because for me, Goblin Slayer's world just kind of sits down there with the forgettable seasonal isekais that no one actually cares about, while Mushoku Tensei's world towers over it with the countless things I could talk about straight away that are part of Mushoku and only Mushoku Tensei's world. Anyway, why am I shitting on Goblin Slayer? I don't know, I kind of enjoyed the anime for what it was, but I just want to point out the fact that the world was nothing special and we had seen everything before. Meanwhile, Sabikui Bisco isn't like that at all, which is why it stands out so much compared to the other stuff from the winter anime season, because of the huge amount of effort that clearly went into making a world that can be so batshit crazy while at the same time make it extremely interesting to experience and a world that I personally won't forget for a while. Never once when I saw something weird like a flying whale or a huge pufferfish that ate people was I like, nah man, this shit's just stupid. Because as a whole, Sabikui Bisco is stupid, and nailed setting up their world to include these sorts of things and not feel dumb. And not just the world itself either, the monsters, vegetation, and the clear impact that this explosion that started the rust has taken on society as a whole, which is displayed very well through the way people dress and act. Not to mention the constant overwhelming fear that just about anyone can get this incurable disease that rusts your whole body away until it reaches your heart and you die. Whoa, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. What is the rust and why should I care? Well, I can explain the rust part, but why you should care, I don't know. Alright, let's go back to the start. So the story is set in Nippon Des. One day some big mecha guy shows up known as a Tetsujin and turns everything into a post-apocalyptic wasteland by means of a huge explosion that also includes something known as the rust wind, which converted the majority into Japan into a rusty wasteland. Yes, rust, like the stuff that forms when you put water on metal. That stuff. I mean, it's just some rust, so what? Alright, but this rust can also affect people, like I said about 20 seconds ago. Anyway, because of almost everywhere being this barren wasteland, it can make for some really interesting locations. For example, there's a city in a Tetsujin which inhabits only kids, a crumbling what used to be a city whose only inhabitants now are cannibals. Then there's like the main hub area which has a 90s Tokyo feel to it with the neon lights and flashy colours, or at least that's what the Yakuza games taught me. And the list goes on. Sabikui Bisco is, for the most part, a light-hearted adventure through this land of rust with our main protagonists, Bisco Akaboshi and Milo Nekonayagi, where Bisco is seen as a mushroom terrorist and Milo is a trusted doctor in the main hub area I was talking about before. And an unexpected turn of events put the two together because Bisco's partner is dying of the rust and wants Milo to help. The series follows a simple yet compelling story where the two explore new places with different threats that they have to deal with on their journey to find a mushroom known as the Rust Eater, which obviously eats rust from people. I don't think I needed to explain that. And for the first 8 episodes, that was all it was. Just a crazy adventure through what is left of Japan, but they must have decided, nah, we gotta make the viewers cry. And shit, they got me. Somehow they were able to flawlessly make the switch and have one of the saddest scenes I've seen in anime for a long time, which left me just staring at a black screen, not believing what I just saw. I mean, I should have known from the episode's name alone, but I didn't think it would be so soul-crushing. But that just goes to show how well Sabikui Bisco was able to develop their characters and do such a scene, because before you knew it, you were in love with these characters and cared about what happened to them, which a lot of single-core anime fail to do. I mean, look at Madoka Magica for example. And that's why I always say Gintama's the Jump King of anime. Oh, but the soundtrack. How could I not mention the soundtrack? I mean, this is some good shit. My boy Takeshi Ueda, although I didn't know of him before this anime drop, is one of those composers I'm definitely going to have to look out for because I know he has the talent to make some good stuff. I mean, especially Bisco's theme, called Run. You hear that song start to build up and you know shit's about to go down. Every time it played, I couldn't help but turn up my volume. Like, it's iconic on a level that only the likes of JoJo's Attack on Titan and Fire Force have reached in my eyes. Sabikui Bisco is a fast-paced, action-filled adventure which you should definitely check out, filled with lovable characters in a very unique and riveting world, and you'll either love it or hate it, but there's only one way to really find out. I mean, at this point, if you're not convinced to at least try it, then I've completely failed what I was trying to do. And I'll finally say it, yes, the Tetsujin looks like a colossal titan. Are you happy now? Now you don't need to invade the comments with the stupid friggin' joke saying, it's colossal titan. Because I understand. You don't need to say that. So if I see one of those comments, I'm gonna... I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'll do something. Also, like the video and subscribe, because I post videos every Thursday, right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Next week. Nanashi out.